If you don't use a triple bottom line and you don't use an ESG rating, what most companies do, they just describe what they're doing. Here you have Novartis, where access to medicine is one of their goals. People are worried that they're not getting the drugs are too expensive. So access to medicine is the technical term to say Novartis makes sure everybody gets their medicine. And they have a sentence there that describes how they want to increase patient reach, they call it, increase patient reach with therapies. Now, of course, there's one patient reach that is part of their economic business model. It's basically making a profit. But let's assume this is not what they mean by that. It's really that they mean that their drugs can be actually acquired by people who don't have the means to pay as much as in Western nations. Now, I ask you, if you read this report, and that was really the most important sentence there, right? There was a lot of additional text on the Novartis report, and access to medicine is really important. What do you think? How good is this performance? What's your guess?
They say at least 200%, 200%. What does that mean, right? I guess based on what that original number is, it looks like a great statement, but I think the challenge is they're almost incentivized to kind of write these great statements of look at what we did, but it's hard to kind of analyze what it means relative to the impact that, is being driven within the community. It can be almost marketing speak to a certain extent.
I fully agree, Marty. When I look at this statement, and I've seen many statements from companies, some say, we have 30% women. Others says we've reduced the carbon footprint by 50 million tons or whatever, 50,000 tons. I don't know. You can't really say anything. What you need is a benchmark, without a benchmark, you said already, Mark, it's at least they make a comparison to the previous year. That's already something. But at the end of the day, if you don't have a benchmark, if you don't know, have there been 10 patients and now it's 20, by a 200% increase? Or have there been 100,000 patients, now 200,000? And is 100,000 patients actually 50% of all people sick? Or is it 10% of all people sick? And these benchmarks are just not there. And when I searched the Novartis report, the word compare, benchmark, achievement, or target has not been in that report.
It should be something that you can hold people accountable to and ask questions and dig in and drill down into, the nitty gritty per se, right? Just into the super details. And here it's just very, gray.
Very gray, yeah. Very gray. What's missing is benchmarks and then also the metric. If they just focus on the wrong targets, it doesn't help either.